Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective self-reflection reading for Gemini. Now, this is a collective reading, so not everything will resonate with everybody. So please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. As it's self-reflection, it's likely to include things from your past, present, and your future. If you don't find any messages in this, though, please check your other placements, and you're likely to find a message in there for you. Now, if you've never been to one of my self-reflection readings before, the idea behind them is every now and then we have a bit of inner healing work that we need to do. And this is a helpful nudge from Spirit on what areas it is that you may need to work on. If you do like your reading today, don't forget to hit your thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. And if you liked what you hear and you want to hear more from me, then don't forget to press subscribe if you haven't already. And if you press that notification bell, it will let you know whenever I do publish new content. So let's get into this. Spirit, can we get some cards, please, for Gemini for their self-reflection journey? I'm using my new deck that I had for my birthday. It's a dark crystal deck. It is absolutely beautiful. Can you get some more cards, please, Spirit? Not half a deck. I'm just not used to them yet. They're quite thick cards. Gemini cards. I don't want half a deck, Spirit. Hadn't realised quite how much space they were going to take up. Never mind. Okay. I've got a pig down and I've got a bear down. Okay, so in your overall energy, we have the Four of Stones, and now that's in the reverse. Now in this deck, the stones are actually swords, which is really weird because you'd think that they're earth, but they're not, they're swords. And the gems are the pentacle cards in here, which is quite lovely. But yeah, so your overall energy then is suggesting to me that you need to do some healing work, or maybe you have been doing some healing, potentially been spending some time alone doing some deep healing. This is very much some very needed cleansing of yourself. Potentially you could even have a physical illness that you're taking time out with to recover for. But yeah, it's very much taking time on your own, doing some serious healing work, doing some actual physical recovery. You could have been really tired as well recently, and it's either you need to do recovery, you need to take some time to yourself and rest, or you have been resting. This is your overall energy, so this is suggesting to me that you probably do still need time to do some inner healing and some actual, you may physically be exhausted or mentally exhausted, and you do need to take some time out. Now, what you're currently saying to yourself, we have a 2 of vials in the reverse, and we have a 9 of shards in the upright. Quite nice cards. So the 2 of vials then is cups. So something isn't particularly, you're not feeling it's not so much a relationship, but you're not happy. You may want some sort of union, but you're not in one at the moment, potentially. The 9 of shards is telling me that you are very guarded. Shards are very much the wand card of the deck. And it's telling me that you are very guarded at the moment. You are telling yourself to keep your defenses up. You're telling yourself that, you might want some sort of relationship. You might want a friendship. I mean, the Two of Cups can be any sort of relationship, really. And you're telling yourself that maybe you do want something, but you want to keep your guard up and keep, and keep your defenses high. You may also be feeling quite alone as well. So maybe you're feeling isolated. If you're in a relationship, you're feeling very alone. You're telling yourself you're lonely. If you're not in a relationship, this is just telling me that you are very lonely. Apologies for my phone keep going off. Clearly confirmation that I'm telling you the right thing. But yeah, so it's very much telling me that you're feeling very alone at the moment, and you are trying to defend yourself. You may be going through a lot, especially if you're physically or mentally exhausted and you need that healing. It is very much telling me that, as much as you may want a union or a partnership, you're alone, and your defenses are really high. You're potentially really battered and bruised, and you don't want anyone to hurt you anymore. And you could just be carrying a massive burden as well. Potentially you've been overwhelmed, overloaded, and you're just trying to keep yourself to yourself. You may have people attacking you from every side, and you just feel isolated and lonely. Or at least that's what you're telling yourself. It's like you're telling yourself you're on your own. You've got no one you can rely on. Keep your guard up. Everyone's out to get your kind of energy. All right, let's get some clarification on those. I'm going to use the Labyrinth deck to clarify, just because I thought it'd be a bit for fun as well. So we have the 8 of Poles. If you can see that. We have the Hanged Man in reverse, so poor little Pluto. Although at least he's not in reverse because it's in... Oh, he's not upside down because it's in the reverse. And we have the 10 of Feathers, which is Swords. So, yeah, with this 8 of Wands then, again, or 8 of Poles, you are very much being very, very defensive. You're keeping your guard up high. You are very much trying to be... You're trying to look at things from a selfish perspective as well with that Hangman in the reverse. It's not a bad thing, to be fair. It depends on what's going on, and clearly you need to be a little bit selfish with that need for healing. The 8 of Wands is also that you are trying to move forward. You're trying to, get some sort of reaction. You're potentially reacting to some sort of news that's coming along as well. Maybe you're hoping for some news. It could even be that some news has put you in this state of defense that you've come across. But yeah, this Hangman energy is very much that you're feeling stuck and you're feeling stagnant. You can't move forward. You're trying to look at things from a different perspective, but it's not really working. And you're now hitting that point of you just want to get on with things, or you're feeling very... It's like you can't change your point of view. You're stuck looking at things from one viewpoint. You can't get your head around any other viewpoint. It's very single-minded and very narrow. So it could very well be that you're constantly telling yourself that you're in a battlefield. You're not getting anywhere. Maybe you're giving yourself this news. It could even be that something's cropped up. Maybe you've had a message, a notification, an email. Somebody may have contacted you, letter through the post. Somebody could have just come out and talked to you about something, and it's very much of whatever this is, it's got your back up completely. Now the 10 of Feathers is telling me that you also feel like you've been a bit betrayed. You are trying to come out of that betrayal though, with that being in the reverse. You're trying your hardest not to dwell on it, but again, it's causing you to have that stuck viewpoint. It's very much why you've got those defenses up really, really high, trying your hardest to keep everybody out, keep everybody at arm's length. You, like I say, you're feeling quite lonely. You don't want to keep everyone at arm's length, but you're under the impression that you have to. Potentially you're used to doing a lot of things for other people, and it's ended up, causing you some sort of betrayal, some sort of hardship. If you feel like you've been stabbed in the back, potentially by people that are close to you. Could even be that, you know, if you were in a relationship or a friend, that this Two of Cups could represent. A message may have come from them and it's caused you to feel like you've been stabbed in the back, and that is why you're having to keep your guard up quite high. But it is suggesting to me that you are feeling very defensive, very alone, and your viewpoint just isn't changing. And that's how you're currently talking to yourself. You're telling yourself you're alone. You're telling yourself that people are just going to stab you in the back. You're telling yourself that your way is the only way that you need to see, and you're just stuck in it. Now, what you're hiding from yourself out of shame or fear, we have the Three of Gems. Now, that is telling me that you actually want to work on whatever this is. Maybe it's something to do with work. Maybe you really, really enjoy working with other people. Maybe whoever this is, you really enjoy working with them. It could even be, if you're feeling really alone, it could have something to do with work itself. Maybe you are stuck at home, maybe you work on your own on projects at work, and you actually would really, really like to work with other people in a team, potentially, where you just feel like at the minute you're stuck doing everything. It could even be that if this is a particular union that you're talking to yourself about, telling yourself that it's unhappy and it's not going anywhere, it could be that you are very much wanting to work on this and you feel a little bit of shame or guilt at the wanting to work on this. Maybe it's something that's fallen apart. Possibly there's been some betrayal there that you're feeling, but it's very much a guilty pleasure that you're wanting to work on this to move forward, or maybe you want to revisit it. Let me get one more for clarification, please, Spirit. Okay, so to clarify that, we have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. We have a Six of Pots, which is a Six of Cups in the upright. And we have a Queen of Junk. She's your Queen of Pentacles. So that Wheel of Fortune then is telling me very much that you want to revisit something, or you want to work with other people, but there's a lesson there that you haven't yet learned. If it is a relationship, again, there's a lesson there that you still need to learn with regards to this relationship. Now, you are very much living in the past. You are reminiscing over how things may have been better. It could very well be that you may have once worked with other people and you're hiding from yourself how much you enjoyed working with other people, potentially. It could be that you feel ashamed of wanting to step back and go back to the past. It could even be that you're feeling guilty that, you know, things have happened and the way that you work now is not as fun as it was back in the past for you. It is very much, like I say, that you are reminiscing quite a lot on that past. So if it's an old partner, you know, you are hoping that things will get better. You are wishing, or, you know, looking to those better days that were in the past. Could even signify that this is a past, you know, like a soul connection, maybe from a past life that you've still got a lesson to learn from. Now, we also have a Queen of Junk. So this is, again, leaning me more into the whole work scenario. The Queen of Junk is very much the Queen of Pentacles. She's very stable. She's very reliable. She's good at what she does. She's very much involved in the home. She makes sure that everybody is stable. She's very helpful. She's very giving. She's very loving, nurturing. I say loving. She might not be quite as loving as the Queen of Cups, but she's very much somebody that you can go to, and she'll offer you, like mentorships. She'll offer you money to help get you, if it's a business, off the ground. She's very much into nurturing, mentoring, kind of thing. She very much likes the finer things in life as well. So maybe this is a person from the past that you are reminiscing over. Maybe to you they are a Queen of Junk. If they are, it could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. That's the energy for the Queen of Junk. It might not be. It could just simply be that in the past you felt like you were that Queen of Junk. You felt like you were on top of the world. You felt like you had got all of your stuff together, you were very abundant, you were the person that people would come to for advice, for help, you know, and it could be very much that you want that to happen again. You want to be that reliable person. It could even be that you love being that reliable person, and you just feel a bit guilty, or well, maybe more ashamed that you thrive on being that person that everybody goes to. Now, in what you can do to help yourself, we have this Four of Gems. Now, that is currently to the side, so it's a bit of a challenge, but the challenge that you've got is to see what's actually good for you. So having a look, examining what's going on around you, and actually seeing what is there that is good for you, you know, not ignoring things. When the you need to be looking at what you can release and what you can hold on to. So very much looking around what's good for you, but not hoarding onto things. So not holding on tightly onto things that are not serving you. It's very much knowing what to release and what to keep hold of. So to me, if it's something where you really, really, really absolutely love the past, you know, you want to hold on tightly to it, you need to let go of it because it's already happened. Yes, you can bring certain elements from the past back into the future. You can learn from it. You can decide what it is you like, but you can't do it again. You can do certain aspects of it again until you've learnt this lesson of this wheel. It will keep going. There will be certain aspects that you keep on having to repeat until you've learnt the lesson. Now, part of this lesson that it suggests to me is potentially about your need for maybe the whole nurturing others, helping others, keeping everybody else afloat. It could very well be about this, you know, what you feel guilty or ashamed about having to work with others or wanting to work with others. Maybe you need to be a bit more selfish, and that's possibly where this Hangman's coming in, because he's telling you to be selfish. Right, let's get clarification on this Four of Gems. Yeah, in that Four of Gems, when it's in the upright, it's very much you holding on to something and hoarding, keeping it holding it on tight, you know, potentially stability. When it's in the reverse, it's giving money out, it's releasing things that aren't serving you. But this is a challenge, so it's very much knowing what to hold on to and what to release. Like I say, now we do have the High Priestess. That is telling me very much that you do need to be using your intuition where this is coming in. There are certain things that you already know. The High Priestess is somebody that knows a lot of stuff. She's very learned. She's very intelligent. And it's suggesting to me that you need to use that knowledge and you need to use the wisdom that you've learned and use your intuition in order to help you release what you need to. We also have the Queen of Feathers. So you need to make sure that you are talking your own truths and speaking your own truths and knowing what it is that is true to you. So making sure that you're not taking any crap, you're only accepting truth if anybody's coming towards you, but very much that you're only accepting the truth from yourself as well. Stop listening to your lies that you're telling yourself, you know. Release what it is that isn't any good for you. Stop telling yourself, oh, well, I'll just keep doing this because it's what I need to do. Not if it's not serving you, and if it's not making you happy, if it's not benefiting you, it's not good for you. So stop telling yourself that you have to do it, because you don't. You know, it's very much finding your inner truths and sticking to them, owning them, not accepting crap from other people. You can have a lot of people in your vicinity that are, you know, let's face it, the world is full of people that are full of crap. And they will take advantage. And this Queen of Feathers is very much telling me you need to tell them to stop taking advantage. You need to cut them off if you have to. Now, we do have a Six of Junk. That junk is very much telling me that you need to also find balance. So balance itself is going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's coming out to the side. So the junk is the pentacles. But yeah, it's very much telling me that you need to find some balance in your life. You need to know how much to give and how much to receive. If you're not receiving equal give and take, then you're not balanced. This is very much finding that balance. Stop giving and giving and giving. Don't take more than you give as well, but making sure that that balance comes out. That will help you know what it is you need to release and what it is you need to hold on to. Now, what you need to release, what you need to let go of. We've got the Hangman in the reverse. How pretty is that card? It's gorgeous. And then we have the Three of Vials. So that Hangman in the reverse is telling me you need to let go of selfishness. Now, whether that is your selfishness or other people's selfishness, I don't know. But you need to let go of it. You need to be doing things through love, healing, and light. You need to be very much surrendering your viewpoints where you can. You need to stop having a fixed viewpoint. You need to get rid of a fixed viewpoint. You also need to learn how to switch off. That Hanged Man is also somebody that can't switch off in the reverse. And it's very much telling me that you need to learn how to switch off. So if it's something where you are constantly on all the time, you need to find something that relaxes you. That's part of this Four of Stones with your whole needing to heal. You are very much keeping yourself busy. You're very much keeping yourself in a state of potential anxiety. You're not looking after yourself very well. It's very much you need to do some proper looking after yourself, some self-soothing, some self-love, very much stopping this overthinking, overworking, whatever it is that you're doing. You need to come out of that. You need to release that. The Three of Vials is very much celebration. It can be to do with other people. It can be, gatherings, possible friends. So potentially you may need to release. It's a little bit weird that it would ask you to release celebrations. Maybe you're expecting some sort of celebration and it's not happened. It could be a certain friendship that you need to release. Could possibly, if you're a drinker potentially, or if you just overindulge in anything, that could be that you need to release those. It could be that there's certain things that you're holding on to, certain friendships that no longer serve you, and it could very well be that that's something that you need to release as well. Maybe there's certain friends that you work with or that you hang around with that are causing you some stress and anxiety. Maybe one of them's giving you this message potentially that is causing you to feel like you've been betrayed, and it could very well be that you need to release that friend. If it's a loved one, it could be that you need to release a loved one. I mean, obviously, I'm not telling you to break up a relationship. Obviously, everybody's got free will. You do exactly what you want. But it is suggesting to me that there is something to do with friends or a friendship that you need to release. And they could be causing you some serious self-harming issues as well with that Hangman in the reverse. It might not even be intentional. It could just be because of the overindulgence, if you are overindulgent and you need to release it. Maybe you're getting stressed and you're overeating. Maybe you're drinking to relieve the stress. Maybe you are trying to think, what else do people do when they've, maybe you gamble to try and calm yourself down or chill yourself out in an evening. And this is something where you need to find other ways of getting through the end of the day. If you've had a particularly stressful day or a particularly hard day, this is telling me you need to find alternative ways to cope. Now, to clarify, we have the Moon, and that's in the reverse. So this is also releasing some fears that you're having. We also have the Four of Junk and the Six of Swords in the reverse. So moving forward through your fears, facing the fears, and moving forward into something better that's serving you, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Whatever it is that you're releasing, it is going to be bumpy and hard to do with that Six of Feathers, but it is something that is definitely needed. With that Four of Junk there in the reverse, it's very much telling me that you need to release what isn't serving you. So here we've got, you know, the Four of Gems telling you, you know, you need to identify what serves you, what doesn't serve you. And here it is telling you to release what doesn't serve you. Very much, you know, releasing. It could even be if you're spending a lot of money on certain overindulgences as well. It could be telling you that you need to basically stop overindulging and spending your money on it. I think it's a bit more mental, to be honest. Obviously, certain overindulgences can cause addictions, and that will be very hard to release, and that could be very much why it's going to be bumpy water. If it's something where you're releasing certain friends or the idea of a friend, you know, yes, that can be quite scary because you don't know what's coming up. And with that moon, everything's still in the dark. It's very scary. It could be quite bumpy because you might still have to see that person. But it's knowing that you have to release them because it is for your higher good. Now, what you do need to embrace, we have a Five of Shards to the side. That Five of Shards is very much telling me that something you need to embrace. It is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but embracing the fact that you're no longer arguing with someone or you're no longer competing. Potentially there has been a lot of competition that's been going on around you. It could be that you've faced a lot of rivalry. Maybe there's been some, you know, heated exchanges that you've been having to go through. It could just be that things have been extremely stressful for you. But this is suggesting to me that you need to transition from that into, you know, potential cooperation, resolving whatever challenges it is you're facing, and coming out of feeling the need that you're in competition, feeling that you're in competition, I should say, not feeling the need of being in competition. It's very much releasing that competitive instinct and being more in a cooperative frame of mind. Instead of feeling like you need to be on your own and everybody's against you, you know, and releasing the fact, all the feelings that you've got to do it all, you know, it's very much seeing what's good for you, working out what's good for you. Any things that doesn't serve you, release them. But then what does, make sure that you're cooperating and working on it. You know, anything that you are releasing, if it's something where it's something to do with work potentially, and you're releasing, I don't know, maybe you're working with somebody and you decide actually you've been helping them on their workload for a long time, you need to stop doing their work, but you're fearing that it's going to cause aggravation at work. That could be where this whole potential, you know, releasing the idea of a friendship. Maybe you want to keep things amicable, because you work with them, you want to keep a calm atmosphere, but you have to release it. Yes, it could be bumpy because you're still having to work with them, but at the end of the day, you not doing their work is going to benefit you. It will benefit them as well, because at the end of the day, they're getting paid for doing their work, you know. But you might have to cooperate with them because you could have been picking up parts of their work that they haven't been doing for a long time, and they may not know how to do it. So you might have to cooperate with them and work with them until they get used to it. But it may be nothing to do with that. It could just be that you need to start talking to yourself better. It could be very much that you've been having a lot of inner competition and a lot of inner strife. And it could very much be that you need to start talking to yourself a lot better. You need to stop chastising yourself, stop telling yourself that you're on your own, you know, and that could be very much where that cooperation comes in, because you've stopped telling yourself that you're on your own, and then you'll be able to because there's always people around you that are willing to help. Yes, they may have a lot of stuff on themselves, but there are always people around that will be willing to help. And it could just be that you have got in your head that you can't ask them for help, you know. So it could be very much that you need to embrace potentially that cooperative spirit there. Let's get some clarification on this 5 of shards. I mean, it could very well just as be that you embrace competition and strife. It is a 5 of shards in a challenge position. That is far too many cards. I didn't realise we've got 4 jumped out to start with. Right, so we have a page of feathers that's come out to the side, an empress that came out to the side, a 6 of poles to the side, and then we have a page of junk in the reverse. So you've got a lot of challenges on what you need to embrace, I'll be honest. So the page of feathers, potentially learning things for yourself, could be a little bit of a challenge. It could be that you may need to release doing things for yourself. Maybe you need to take a step back from being the person that has to get all of the information. The page of feathers or the page of swords is very much somebody that likes to do a lot of investigation. They do a lot of digging. They find out all the information. They'll deal with stuff. It's very much suggesting that you may need to take a step back from doing that. You may need to not know everything that's going on. And that could be quite a challenge for you if you're very much somebody that needs to know everything because you like to help out everyone. You feel like you've got everything to do. If you are in a particular relationship, could be suggesting that you need to stop watching your person so much. Take a step back. It could also suggest to me that you may want to look at maybe some sort of training course. I'm not sure what kind of training course that could be, but it is very much somebody, you know, that could be completing a training course. One thing that I would suggest as well is that you need to try not to jump to conclusions too quickly. Because the page of swords or the page of feathers, when he's in the reverse, he does jump to things a little bit too quickly. And with there being some competition that you're trying to deal with, it could very well be that if you are jumping into conclusions, you may be missing things that are coming through, and that could be where you're getting this defensive energy, because it's not going to help you with all this defensiveness. The Empress is coming out to the side. That again is suggesting to me that you can find it a bit of a challenge to have the abundance that you want. You may find it challenging, but it is something where you do need to embrace your inner Empress. You need to embrace the abundant, productive nature of her. You need to embrace joy and comforts as well. You need to embrace prosperity. What you do need to do is, if you are feeling blocked, if you're feeling like you're in some sort of discomfort, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling disconnected, you need to do some healing. And again, that 4 of stones is very much shouting at me to deal with this. So if you're feeling disconnected, if you're feeling overwhelmed, get yourself out in nature, whatever you can do to ground yourself, you know, meditate, whatever it is you need to do, and embrace that inner Empress for you. Now, it could be quite challenging, especially if you know, in a very stressful position, whatever it is that you're doing, but it is something where you do need to look at looking after yourself, like an Empress would nurture yourself. Now we do have, again, like I say, the 6 of poles. Now that's coming out to the side, but again, it could be very much that you need to, I mean, the 6 of poles is very much success, it's happiness, it is joy, it is celebration, it's popularity. And that's when he's in the upright. When he's in the reverse, he's not getting the credit he deserves. He's feeling underappreciated. This is very much suggesting to me that even if your skills are not going appreciated, you need to learn to accept it. Okay. It could very well be that certain things that you try out end in a bit of failure, but it doesn't make any difference. It's just trying new things. And again, if it is something where it makes you feel down or low or overwhelmed, then you need to do a bit of healing with regards to that. This is very much seeing that, you might not be getting the limelight and the fame that you deserve from what it is, from what you're doing, from you may feel like you need a lot more recognition for all the effort that you're putting into something and it's not coming through for you. But this is suggesting that you just need to accept it. You need to embrace what you've got. You need to very much be happy, or remember what's good in your life, not so much what's bad. Because if you sit there in that victim mentality, you're going to cause yourself some sort of negative prophecies, or it's like a negative manifestation that you can bring along. So if you keep thinking, oh, nobody recognizes you for this, no one thinks you're any good, you keep doing this and nobody's helping, you're always doing everything yourself, and you're just constantly feeling that, it's gonna keep happening. You need to be making sure that you are thinking positive, having that grateful attitude. If you're not getting the appreciation that you feel that you deserve, if this is a work situation and you're not being appreciated, you can always find a new job. Yeah, okay, it might be really hard with today's climate with the jobs, but there is that option. And like I say, it is something very much, if you're doing other people's work, stop doing their work. They'll soon appreciate you for it. It could also very well just be that if you're in a relationship, if you feel like you are being underappreciated, over here, don't forget, this is telling you to, remember what is, or work out what is good for you, keep hold of what's good for you, release what's not. If you're feeling underappreciated, then it's something very much where you need to speak up about it. This Page of Feathers is somebody that talks about it. This Queen of Feathers over here is somebody that won't take crap. So if you're feeling underappreciated and you feel like you need to be better appreciated, embrace that. It may be challenging, but speak up about it, because it'll help you. It'll help you embrace this. It will help you get what you need to. And then we have the Page of Junk in the reverse. Now, the Page of Junk is very much that you just need to be aware that, certain new experiences could be slightly delayed. Maybe there's something that's going on that you're not aware of. It's all going to happen in divine timing for you. You have got that wheel there. The wheel is also divine timing. It's very much that you may need to finish learning whatever this lesson is in order for you to get whatever new is coming in for you. But that Page of Pentacles is very much a new start, but it is a little bit delayed. It can also be an impractical person, or somebody that's a little bit absent-minded, and this is telling you to embrace them. So it might not be telling you to embrace a person that is completely absent-minded or a little bit impractical. It could be telling you to embrace those as personality traits, potentially. It's okay to forget things. It's okay to not know everything that's going on all the time. It's okay to not have all your crap together. It's okay to be clumsy and forget about things. It's absolutely fine to, make mistakes. You're human. Embrace that side of yourself. Have a bit of fun. Stop with the serious nature, because this isn't going to help you embrace your Empress. You need to embrace a bit of fun. Stop being so practical all the time. Be a bit impractical. Do things spontaneously, or I don't know, drink out of a massively oversized cup for no particular reason other than the fact that you can. It's impractical as hell. Why not? Just do stuff to cheer you up a bit. It might be a bit of fun. But yeah, give yourself a bit of fun, because it's ultimately going to help you heal. Because if you're in a really bad mental state, you need to do things that make you smile in order to get you there. And with this Empress coming out to the side, it is suggesting to me that you are needing, you know, to do a bit of healing. You're needing to, you know, learn to love yourself again. Embrace loving yourself. And especially with this Hangman in the reverse, it's definitely crying out and screaming at me that you need to do some healing. And like I say, just doing the odd thing every now and then that's impractical, that makes you smile, will be a massive, massive help. I say this because I have gigantic mugs that I love drinking out of. And by the time I get halfway down, my coffee's always cold, but I don't care because I really like the mug and it makes me smile every time I look at it. You know? It's impractical as hell, but I love it. Right, I hope that has helped. I'm going to get you, I didn't even get them out, how rude of me. We're going to get you a Angel of Light card as well. Let's see if there's any more messages from Spirit. Don't worry, these aren't normal cards. These are just instruction cards that come with the deck. Right, Spirit, can we get an Angel of Light card, please, for Gemini? Thank you. Okay, so you've got Archangel Samuel. Just going to have a quick drink. Okay, so Archangel Samuel works on the pink ray of love, and being blessed with this Archangel card indicates that you're ready to open your heart to unconditional love. Love has no restrictions and accepts all people as they are, nor does it judge. True love is so powerful that it dissolves hurt, anger, and separation. Let love flow from your heart and touch your loved ones, those you dislike, and strangers. This creates a bridge of light which the angels can move along and bring hope and peace. In return, your life will be blessed and filled with love. Your affirmation: my heart is filled with the flame of love. Okay, now that Empress is somebody that's extremely loving. So embrace the loving, unconditional loving nature of the Empress, and it will help you move forward. Right, I hope you enjoyed your reading today, Gemini. If you did enjoy your reading, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I did forget to give the date at the start. It is the 2nd of September, but it is a timeless reading. So whenever it falls into your feed is when it's likely to be relevant for you. Yeah, good luck on your healing, and thank you for joining me.